everybody? Welcome to the Rock Oath, episode 13. Once again, I'm your host, Mike Schoen, singer of the band 22 Salute. We've been gone for a while, but it's good to be back with episode 13. So today we have a great headliner. I'm happy to introduce, coming all the way from Paris, France, we have Mr. Bert Poncet from the band Chunk, No Captain Chunk. Bert, how are you doing, man?
I am doing great. Thank you for having me tonight. This is a great pleasure.
Yeah, awesome. Now, you say tonight, it's funny because you are 7 hours ahead of us, which is funny. So this is the first, this is our second virtual one. We always did them in person, but this is having you 7 hours away. We had to do a little organizing with the time. So, man, thank you for taking the time out for our podcast. It means the world, Bert. But yeah, man, I'm super excited today. Let's, first off, can you, before we get into the set list with all that we're going to do today, can you please tell me a little bit about what's been going on with you or how you been?
Well, I've been doing pretty well. So I still have like that music production like business going, and which is cool. Like it allows me to keep playing music, like keep doing stuff. Like I need some sort of like artistic motivation and excitement in my life. So that's a great fulfillment. Yeah, I mean, life here is great. I just bought a new house here in Paris, so
all
which is
right,
pretty good.
very cool,
Which is
man.
pretty good.
Yeah,
And yeah.
very cool, man. And then we're gonna get more into you talking about the music production. We're gonna get more into that with the set list and talking about your studio. But yeah, man, that's really cool. Let's I'll just jot off the set list real quick for the viewers. Oh, and before we do that, you said right before we went on, show the viewers. I told him, I said, hey, man, we like to have fun on the episode. We have to have some beers. I'm drinking in America, we do Coors Light. That's one of my favorite beers. I'm sure you've had it before, maybe.
It's
So,
a good one. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I'm
what do you?
I'm I'm doing like so this one is called Ninkasi.
Oh,
It's a local one from Lyon, which is like the second largest city in France, and they have like this great beer factory where they, I don't know, they do it well. They also had like venues, so like and there was like a lot of international bands going to those venues that was called like Ninkasi.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, I don't think they have venues anymore, but they still make great beers. So here it is.
Yeah. Oh, cool,
Cheers.
man. Cheers, dude. Cheers. All right.
Cheers.
See, that's what I like to do. I like to have a good time here, have some beers, and have a good time. All
Awesome.
right. So, let's get into the set list. I'll just jot them off real quick, and then we'll start tackling them. So, first on the set list today, guys, we're gonna do our subject is Alias Studio, and that's how I pronounce it, right? Alias. Okay. Alias Studio. This is Bert and his brother Eric's studio, correct? That's Eric, you and Eric's.
Yeah, so one little update here. This hasn't been public, but my brother Eric actually left the business to work for the Dario, the guitar strings.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So now he's doing that. He's been doing that for like 5 years now.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, we had a pretty good run at Alias Studio together, and we got this started together. And now I have like another, partner on that. But yeah, it's still going great.
Okay, awesome. Well, we'll talk more on that too. Second on the set list, we're gonna do, of course, Chunk, No Captain Chunk. We want to talk about anything from the what's been going on lately or what you got the last album, and then also maybe we can talk about some origins of you guys. I have some questions on how you started and stuff, and I'm sure you've done that a million times on podcasts, but I still have some questions on your band because I literally am a fan. So this is actually, I'm so stoked about this. So, okay. Yes. And I'll tell you my story of how I got introduced to y'all too. So, all right. Third on the set list, we're going to do a segment called Show Horror Stories. And what we like to do is we like to talk about, if you could think of something, a moment that was just like a train wreck, something that was just so bad. You're like, oh my gosh. I think all musicians have something along those lines. So we'll talk about that. Fourth on the set list, we're going to do a thing called the Nerd Out segment. And that's just something outside of what you do in music, like what you like to do, maybe hobbies or like video games, anything like that. And then fifth on the set list, we're going to do extra Q&A. I have a couple extra questions that are kind of just here and there. And then sixth on the set list, we are going to do closures and plugins like usual, just closing out, and then we'll end the show, man. Does that sound cool?
That sounds great. Yes.
Awesome, man. And then also, like I said, this is just a guideline, the set list. We could always venture off in any way. So who knows what's gonna happen. So all right. So let's go, man.
Yeah.
With Bert Poncet as headliner, we're going into the first of the set list. Alias Studio. Bert, can you fill me in and also any viewer about the studio, when it started, and like what's been going on with it?
So it's kind of, it started like a while ago. Actually, it's not like a new thing, because actually me and my brother started like working in music production for like a while. Actually, before Chunk even happened. So it's like
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's like more than 15 years ago. 15 years ago. Actually, that's funny because how it started was like I like produced the first record of Chunk in 29, I think.
Oh,
29.
you're
So long time ago. And when it came out, not through Fearless Records and all that, like
yeah.
we we put out the first version like on ourselves, like completely
Some what
DIY.
was it called? Something for nothing, or was that
Exactly.
with?
Yeah. This
Yeah,
one. Yeah, this one.
yeah.
And yeah, it was completely, auto produced, and the sound was like very like was very different, I guess, because I knew what I wanted, like, and I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to music production, so even back then, like, I had very like precise idea of what I wanted the record to sound like. And long story short, when we first put out the record, like, I instantly got some like bands interested in getting that specific sound,
Yeah.
so I got my first like album to produce, like my first like job in terms of like music production for a client, like yeah, 2010, I think, so before the band even like got started, like on the road and all that.
Yeah.
And I always, I always really enjoyed producing music, and I'm like I said, like, I'm kind of an audio nerd, so I'm always
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
like new techniques, new plugins, new stuff like that.
Tones and everything.
Exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So even when we were touring, and touring hard with Chunk, I always like mixed and produce, and did some work for other artists on the road. Well, and when we decided to take a little break with the band, we finally got, and when I say we, it means like me and my brother, got the opportunity to actually settle down and start like a studio business with an actual studio.
Hmm.
And we had this opportunity, like it's like 30 minutes outside of Paris, but it's like a great, it's a great environment. There's like a whole like park, there's a little
Yeah.
lake, we have a
Oh, wow.
pony, we have three dogs, it's kind of
It's like a farm out
it's a
there.
whole thing. Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So, and yeah, we settled down here and started the studio business. And what was cool back then was the fact that we took advantage of the band's reputation, and we got like yeah, a lot of international bands coming to the
Oh,
studio.
oh yeah.
And yeah, we were like fully booked for like 3 years, like just like this, without doing nothing.
Wow. Wow.
So that was pretty good. That was pretty cool. And then just to catch you up on like how things evolved after that, like my brother got this opportunity like right before COVID to actually work for the Dario, which was like kind of a dream job for him,
Oh yeah.
and a good opportunity to try something else. And yeah, COVID happened, and obviously, like, I got scared. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna run out of business like
Oh
instantly,
yeah.
and all that.
Jeez.
But something kind of interested happened. I mean, was the fact that I got like a lot of business online at the
Hmm.
time, and I ended up like focusing a lot more on the French scene. So we got a lot of like French
Local.
artists, like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, local, but still like like good local,
Hmm.
not the kind of like crappy local.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I got you.
no, no. I mean, we've been very lucky with the business going on. I mean, it had its ups and downs, obviously, but still, it's still going great. And in the times we're like living in, it's not like an easy task to actually get a living out of it. But still, we're still there, and we still
Yeah,
have like a strong, yeah, I mean, I mean, strong reputation.
correct.
I dare to say it, but
Yeah.
in the business, so yeah, that's cool.
Well, so I got it. I mean this with all sincerity. Your guys, so from something for nothing till now, have you guys done in your studio every album?
No, and that's what was interesting is that the reason why we started the studio business is because we got like a lot of experience from our previous
Oh,
albums.
gotcha.
So we got the Pardon My French one, which was done in 2013.
Yeah,
It got
great
it done
album.
with Joey Sturgis back then.
Yeah.
And then we got the second one done with Kyle Black, who did State Champs and all that.
hmm Yeah, because
And yeah.
I was listening to some of the bands on the Alias on your website. I went to some of the bands, and they're obviously they're not Chunk, but they I can hear the similarities of what you go for in your albums and what they're doing, and it's very good sound, man. Like I I me and my brother, so I have a brother in our band too, so I know how it is with brothers and stuff, and we love your all's band, and your guys' tone and like your mixes are just so good, and a lot of that is yet you spearheading um what you've wanted, and that's what you started even before Chunk. You knew what your sound was, and then going into the band with your tones and
Well,
everything.
the band itself, I mean, Chunk is kind of a technical challenge in a way. Like, and I'm gonna go very nerdy, but not like I'm
Oh,
not gonna expend too much on that. But
that's okay.
the reason for that is because, like, I mean, the idea with the band was to do like some pop punk, but like very low tuned,
Yeah, heavy.
which which like on the paper is like, okay, it's okay, why not, but technically it's not such an easy thing to do. I mean, I'm not going to talk about frequencies and all that, but
Yeah.
it's kind of a technical challenge to make something so low so musical.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah, because it's the yes.
you know what I mean.
Yes.
So basically, I like, because of like what the band was and all its like technical difficulties, I got really nerdy into like music production, because I was like, fuck, like I don't understand why all these like pop punk bands actually sound great. And even if I use the same instruments, the same like preamps, the same like all the same gear, like it doesn't work. And I was like, it really it fucked with my head for a while.
Oh,
And then I started to understand, like I started to really like understand what was the music theory, like what was the technique, what was like the scientific parts in a way
correct.
behind this. And I was like, okay, yeah, it needs a little more work, and but that was a challenge, and but I guess that's because of the challenge. Yeah, I guess the challenge got me into that that business, I guess, just because I
Yeah.
got like so nerdy.
But you're like, okay, I got the equipment, I'm doing it. It's not sounding like them, and it kind of pisses you off. You're like,
Yeah.
what the? Yeah. So you're like, I'm gonna learn the science behind this because yeah,
Right.
I totally get that, man. And that's so cool, man. And yeah, we'll get. I want to talk more about y'all's sound once we get to the Chunk part of the set list. But like, yeah, so in the studio, would you say that and you can answer what you want. You don't have to let everything out, of course. But would you get more people sending like their recorded tracks in, and you guys kind of mix and master, or do you have a lot of in studio live stuff going on?
We do everything, I guess, like especially nowadays, like um I mean, obviously there will be artists like that will provide like the perfect tracks recorded in the perfect studio, like the
Mm-hmm.
perfect environment. You will be like, okay, you will line up like all the tracks and be like, okay, yeah, that sounds great. And you
Yeah.
will have like you know, the, the band will basically provide like the 90% of the project, and you will have to just like put it together and get that last like 10%, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
fine. It's gonna be like the kind of mix that's kind of enjoyable and kind of production, and where we will be like, oh, okay, what's actually missing, and and that's a very enjoyable way to work. Unfortunately, like most of this, I mean, not most, but like I would say half of the stuff we get, it's basically bands that don't have the experience or don't have the gear or needs a little bit more,
Yes.
and that, yeah, little bit more help. Just just to
Yeah.
say that. And sometimes, that will be just a little bit of editing that will do the trick, and sometimes that will be, yeah, we'll have to replay everything, like
Yeah.
and we are completely like transparent with the bands, because like we want to make sure that we can also help them to provide like better materials in the future. And
Correct.
it's not a matter of like being like talented or not. It's just a matter of like sometimes, especially when you're like in a band with like a lot of people involved with their own inputs, you kind
Yeah.
of like, you are the person that will put it together in a way.
Yeah.
So basically, I guess at the end of the day, no matter how prepared the artist is, you are the person in charge of like, yeah, putting it together and making it work.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays with all the technology, all the new tools, and all that, like, you sometimes just the band expect that kind of things.
Yeah. So they and also like you mix, you master, right? And then you also produce, correct?
Yeah.
You kind of give that, you guide them to say like, hey man, like this is what we got to do. Like I mean, I'm sure you get some bands that are like more stubborn than others, and you kind of, I'm sure you butt heads and stuff,
Right.
but you got to tell them like, hey, trust me, especially being in Chunk, I can wrap this up into a really good product at the end. And that's what kind of you're saying. So
Right, absolutely. Like, I mean, not a lot of art, not every artist will like 100% trust our vision, because sometimes like they need to provide their own vision, and we need to complement it in a way.
correct. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess again, like every artist is different, every project is different, and the expectations are always different. So there's no like one format for that kind of job. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
you're always gonna have to deal with what you're getting. But it's always a good experience. Like it's always good. It's always like, also like I learn a lot. Like even like today, even if like I have my own like recipe, and I know what I'm doing, like I still learn a lot from my clients, because
Yeah. Yeah.
they will provide me also with like new references, like new stuff that I didn't know about, like
Hmm.
new kind of sound. I was like, oh shit, like that sounds good, let me try to reverse engineer it and try to understand what's going on. So it's all good. Also with like AI and all that, and all
Yeah.
those new tools, like there's a lot of, yeah, new sounds, like new interesting things to do. You just have to, yeah, keep your mind open.
Yeah. And
And
it's never, and you got to be on the cutting edge because it's always changing, like recording.
absolutely.
So you got to keep ahead of the game or try to be with the pace that it's running. And I want to ask you more, and later on the set list on the extra Q&A, I was going to ask about AI. So I'll ask you on your opinion on that.
Okay.
Also, with the studio, I had another question. I'm sorry. It was right here. It was, do your last album, Gone Are the Good Days, was that produced, or you guys use your studio at all for that, or did you still go to another studio?
Yeah, actually, the first album, the last album, were the two ones that were actually completely auto-produced.
Oh
Um,
wow.
so the thing is, like, the last album was done because of COVID. To be honest, like, I mean, I wanted to do something at the time, but I was so busy with the studio, and like I said, like all of a sudden, like we got like out of, I mean, not out of business, but like our bookings were like completely canceled for like an entire year. So it was like, oh shit, like,
Oh man,
let's
dude,
do something.
that got scary.
um,
Yeah.
it got scary for
Oh
everyone, obviously.
yeah, dude, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, and yeah, that album was happened exactly in 2020, and yeah, I mean, I was sitting at the studio. I was like, there was like a lockdown, obviously,
yeah.
and yeah, we started writing songs, and that happened. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This would be more in the chunk part of the set list, but that I love all your albums, but that your last album literally is my favorite album. So I just want to let you know,
Thank you.
and that's a good thing because that means that you're going up, up, up. But every album's good, but yeah, that album's so good. I'll talk more about that in the next segment, but yeah, man, the studio like and for a band like you guys, and then also for the studio when COVID hit, the scary thing is, I would say mostly when you're self-employed. I think that's even scarier than people
Right.
that might have more resources for like whatever with the government and stuff. So I can imagine that being scary. But you guys pull through and got her done, huh?
Yeah, we took advantage of that shitty situation. I mean, that's funny because just talking about COVID sounds old already, but
It does, but it's
if you think about it, it's not too long ago.
no, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
somehow I'm just glad it happened because we managed to to come out with a good album, and some of the songs I had them in mind for quite some time, and I'm just happy that it was an opportunity to actually release them. Honestly.
yeah, yeah, and like you said, COVID. I know it was so long ago, well, 5 years or so, but at the same time, it was such a wrench in the gears that it sticks with you in your whole journey. So it always comes up.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
but
Yeah.
all right, man, and I might have some more questions on the studio, but let's if you're cool with it, are you ready to move on in the set list? We go to
Yeah,
let's go.
absolutely.
So everybody second on the set list, we're gonna talk about the band that he sings for is Chunk, no Captain Chunk. I'm sure you said this a million times on your interviews and your everything, but tell the viewers where the name came from if they haven't guessed yet.
Yeah, that's the most famous question, obviously. But
Oh
it
yeah,
yeah, of course. And so that's the Goonies. Obviously, that's like one quote from the Goonies, which is like a classic. I mean, if you were born in the 80s and the 90s, I mean, you have to know this movie. It's a childhood reference. It means a lot to all of us, and even if it's the most fucked up band name
it's
ever in the
so good.
history of all band name. It stands out.
Okay, so yeah, it's a unique name. Let's be honest. But the funny thing is, when I first heard your guys' name, was I think me and my brother had an apartment in 2010, and that was about the time something for nothing came out, right? 2010. Yeah. So I had a buddy at a house party. Well, we always had house parties or apartment parties, and this guy goes, "You ever hear of Chunk No Captain Chunk?" And he was like, "Because we were talking about like Asking Alexandria, we're talking about some other bands," and I'm like, "Chunk No Captain Chunk." I was like, "No." The name kind of was like threw me off. I'm like, "What's that?" And he goes, but he never explained the Goonies reference. But then like 5 minutes later, I go, "Oh shit!" Like
Yeah,
I know what
right.
that is. So that's a
I mean,
great.
if you don't have the reference, like it's even more fucked up. Like
Yeah.
I don't even know how you can like register this.
You
Like
don't even
it's
know what you don't know what that means unless you know
right.
the movie. So I have explained, and I'll explain for the guests. In the movie, Chunk comes to save the day, and then Mikey goes Chunk, and then he goes no, Captain Chunk, and yeah, he just slides down the thing, and everyone knows that. And you guys put that sound bite on the first track, "Bitter" of Gone Are the Good Days, and that was perfect.
Yeah. I mean, it was one thing that we wanted to do I mean, from the beginning.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was wondering why you guys hadn't did it like earlier, but that's perfect.
that's because okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna be completely transparent here.
Go for it. Yeah.
Like even like the first song of the band that we ever put out to it, and that was like completely shitty. Like it was a shitty demo, but like it had the sound bite. But the problem was that the soundtrack, I mean there's like a little bit of music in the background is like so loud in the movie
Yeah.
compared to the voice
Yeah.
that it
Well,
was
yeah. You had to take it out, right?
we had to completely take it out. So we
Yeah.
had to wait for the technology to come out to
Yeah.
actually
Okay.
remove that music,
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense because for sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt you. For Halloween, we watched the movie last month, and that scene came on, and I was thinking of y'all's band. I think this was before I even hit you up, and I was like, how do they pull that soundbite? And I'm thinking, oh, it must be the new technology to get that music out because
Right.
the music's loud. So that's cool.
AI, there was some AI like stem separation, like and everybody's like familiar with that right now. But like back in the days, it was just not possible, So
Yeah,
yeah, finally we had to wait 2021 to make sure to separate the track and get the like a clean
yeah,
soundbite for everyone to understand.
yeah, yeah. But I will say to kick off that album, that is you knocked it out of the park with that one. That's perfect. It comes in with the name in the soundbite. That's perfect. So I
Thanks,
loved
man.
it.
Thanks.
Yeah, and great song too. Bitter is a great song. So
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, just to say a little bit more about that album, like I'm glad that it's your favorite because it's also my favorite. I feel like
yes.
it's also like the it it really reflects the progression of the band. In a way, like every album is different. Like so, we have four. We have released four,
Mm-hmm.
and we always try to come up with something different every time. But I guess, and that's the reason why it took us like so long to put out that fourth album. It was because that we needed a little like to mature a little bit our like creativity at the time, because on the paper we were supposed to release our first album in 2017 or 18 maybe. That would have been like the normal
Oh
way to go.
yeah.
But I kind of felt like creatively tired at the time,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
also with the constant touring. But yeah, we had to wait a little bit. Yeah, just a couple years, and I was like, and again, like not to talk again about like COVID or anything, but like that was a perfect opportunity for me to put together a bunch of ideas that I already matured in my head for quite some time, and
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's where we should go. And I'm just glad also to have had the opportunity to do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
That was completely auto produced, because that was exactly my vision at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
So that whole album, you guys recorded, produced everything,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
dude. It's
Recorded everything. The only thing we needed some help was on the lyrics, and we worked with someone who was actually really great at it, because as a non-native English speaker,
oh yeah, yeah,
it's hard to come up with like great lyrics. So yeah, just a little
yeah.
bit of a help
Well,
here.
well, you're doing good, man. I mean, yeah, there's, I, but
Rusty, rusty.
no, you're doing just fine. Actually, you're throwing some words out there that I'm like, oh, that was a good one. No. Yeah,
Thanks.
dude, totally, man. Well, I know a little Spanish. Being in America, we got Mexico right below us. So, yeah, and I was in I'm in the Midwest right now, but we were in California 10 years. I still go out there, so I picked up a lot of Spanish. But to be bilingual, or unless you know more, you're doing pretty good, man. So I'm glad that we're not
Thanks, man.
having there's no communication barrier here. So yeah,
Thank you. But what's actually kind of frustrating is the fact that I notice now that the less you practice, like the more you actually forget. And now that I have my business in the music production,
yeah,
it's like more focused on French artists. I
yeah.
don't have like so much like not as much opportunities as it was back then. And then doing that kind of interview makes me realize that I feel a little rusty on things that
Oh, dude,
where I feel like shouldn't be. So
you're doing great, man. Trust me. Yeah.
thanks.
So when you guys first started, and this actually is great segue into more about Chunk. And I do want to talk about the Slam Dunk Fest here in a second. That you guys just played last year, correct?
No, Slam Dunk was 2022. Now it was kind
Oh,
of
22.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. So I thought that was last year, but I was like, no worries. I'll talk more about that in a sec. But when you guys first got signed or started like to travel and everything and tour, you didn't even play. You didn't even play in France for what 6, 8 years. I saw in another interview or something. Or you guys like in America right away, right?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's what's very original in our career as a band, is because like I mean we were never famous in our home country, which is weird.
That is weird.
But I guess France has never been like has never had like a rock culture in general.
Okay.
I mean, for some reasons, like there's like a lot, like the metal culture is very strong, like in Northern Europe, like Sweden, and
Yeah.
then there's like the UK is obviously like more like, I mean, it's the country of rock, obviously, but
Yeah.
France for some reason has always been kind of like an outsider in that scene.
Really.
And us, like since day one, we knew what we wanted. We wanted to, like get our feet into the American scene, play Warped Tour and all that. Like that was very clear in our head. So, and we got lucky enough to get that first opportunity with Fearless Records that
Oh
actually
yeah.
got us like right into the American market, and that was it.
That's awesome. Yeah. And if you don't mind me asking, how did Fearless find out about you guys?
Oh, that's a funny story. So basically, like I said, in 2010, we first released our first album that was auto produced by ourselves, and then like back in the day, there was like no Spotify. There was
Mm-hmm.
like it was just the beginning of Facebook, I guess. But the main website was MySpace, as we all know it.
Yeah.
And you remember, like back then, when you were in a band, like you wanted to have like a very clean and a very fancy sort of like page, with like a
Yeah.
lot of
Oh, with all the
stuff going on.
decorations and the
Right.
sparkle. Yeah, yeah. If you
Exactly.
didn't have if your MySpace page wasn't decked out, you weren't doing it right, man.
Exactly. Exactly. And then, so when we released our first album, we actually hired a guy to do the layout for our MySpace page.
Oh,
Yeah, that was called the layout.
yeah.
And then we hired this guy. His name was Nick, and he was like, yeah, he did an excellent job at doing the thing. And he was like, oh, God, by the way, I checked your guys' music, and I'm really digging it. It's very original, very new, very fresh, blah blah blah. And I was like, I have a label. So, and if you guys are interested, like, I would like to sign you guys. I'm like, wow, holy shit!
What?
Like, and the
Like
guy
out of
was
nowhere.
out of nowhere. The guy was American. He was from Ohio, and I was like, okay. And we checked his label, and it's still going on right now. I mean, it has a new name now, but it was called In Vogue Records.
In Vogue. Okay.
In Vogue, and now it's called Thriller, I guess.
Oh,
Um,
I've heard of Thriller. I've heard of
right.
Thriller Records. So they are moving on.
And we re-released our first album through his label, and it was like, and we were like, okay, well, that's good, that's some visibility for us, like, French band, it's hard for us to get out there and
Yeah.
get some publicity across the Atlantic. And just 2 weeks after that, we got an email from that same Nick, and he was like, "Holy shit, guys, you won't believe it! I got approached by many labels, many very important person in this industry, and they want to sign you guys. Like they have like a
Whoa,
big project for you guys, and it all
dude.
happened like, I guess, in like 3 or 4 weeks. Like we got like the dream team in the music industry for that scene. Like all of a sudden, we're
That's
like, "Holy shit!"
dude. You must have been like on cloud nine, man. You must have been like ecstatic, just like, dude, that is
Especially for a European band,
yeah.
like it
From
was
France, like you said,
from
like where there's
France.
no
Yeah,
scene.
there
That's
was no scene,
crazy.
and it was like it was only American bands playing America, I guess. Like I mean, most of the time there was very like zero opportunity for European bands, maybe a little bit from the UK, but like, I mean,
Yeah.
it came out of nowhere, and they were like, "Holy shit, where do I sign?"
Yeah, yeah. So but that just shows that that's how, and I hope the viewers know that's how good of a band you guys had to be. Seriously, in order for all that to happen, unless there was something else, but that's what I think, right? For,
I guess where it was, we had something new to put out on the table at the time, was the fact that we sounded like no one else at the time. Like,
yes.
because we had like influences like A Day to Remember, For You
Hmm.
Strong, and all that, but
Yeah.
we made it our own way, like in a very yeah, in a I don't even know how to describe it, like, but we made it our own way, and that sounded like very new, I guess, at the time.
Yeah, I think you guys kind of like although and if you don't mind me asking, I'm sure you've had many people say different genres. You guys would be considered I say pop punk metalcore. That's what I say. What
Yeah.
what would you define you guys, and what have you heard what you guys are?
We heard everything, like, so I guess the main one would be like easy core, if that
I
makes any
I
sense. But
I saw that one. I heard that one.
yeah,
Yeah, easy
easy,
core,
I
but
mean
yeah,
hardcore, easy core. That makes sense.
yeah, yeah,
I would, yeah. I guess the most accurate would be, like you said, like pop punk metalcore.
yeah. That's what I hear. Yeah,
But I've heard everything. Like I've heard like Disney core.
Disney. I was about to bring that up. I was like, I didn't want. Yeah, Disney core. I've heard someone say that. I'm like, that makes
Sure.
kind of sense. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
why not?
it's happy, dude. Like it's happy and upbeat, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, you're like, shit. Like, dude, I love it, dude. I really do. I think it's I like metal, but like sometimes like your guys' music is so like although like it's funny that something for nothing kind of comes off in a more minor key song, which is actually a little different from the rest of the album, which is like upbeat pop punk. Then you hit them with the heavy stuff on the bridge or whatever. But yeah, you guys, your songs are so like it's like if you want to be in a good mood and then like rock the hell out, dude, it's perfect. And your breakdowns are spot on. Your scream
Thanks.
is great, and it mixes great for with your singing. And I also I could do this in the extra Q&As. Yeah, I'll ask you later on about this question, but yeah, I freaking love the tones and the songs and everything. Um, is there something on your albums? And I know we're kind of jumping around everywhere. Uh, how do you were talking about how you had your own sound, and you do. Your voice is unique. Your screams are great, and your guitar tones are super unique. Now, is that you and your brother are in the band, Eric? Was that something that you both shared? Like, we need this guitar tone, we need this, and that's what came onto the albums.
Yeah, absolutely. Like my brother is also like an audio nerd, like and also guitar nerd. So we were always looking for a new sound, something that sounded fresh, even like on the most basic stuff, like guitar parts and riffs and stuff like that. I mean, okay, so one little secret in our recipe for Chunk was the fact that even if I don't play guitar, because I don't play guitar, my instrument is a piano.
Oh
Um,
wow.
I I am the one who was like writing the riffs, the guitar riffs,
Oh wow.
because so basically I was always trying to write guitar riffs on a piano. So basically most of the time that was very hard to play, but my brother was like good enough to figure out a way to play my fucked up ideas.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, that's pretty much how it started. Because I had like melodies in mind that I wanted to hear on a guitar, but my brother was like, "Oh, that's completely unnatural. Like, why would I play that?" And then he would figure out a way to play those notes together, and it was like, "Oh shit, that works."
Yeah.
That's a very unusual way to write, especially riffs.
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of like unlocked some sort of like creativity and something unique about the band. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to kind of point out y'all's tone and your in how y'all sound. The song "Haters Gonna Hate" that was one of your bigger hits. And there's multiple songs that I could reference to, but because of the listeners, the intro guitar riffs that boom, boom, it has such the tone is so great, and it sounds super unique. Like maybe I'm not. I haven't heard that kind of tone. And did you is that your brother searching for that guitar tone, or is that both of you guys nerding out on how to get it, or what would you say?
Um, I guess we did put it out together. Like it was kind of like a teamwork on that. I mean, it was like, to me that was like the one riff. I mean, there's like one riff to remember from that album is this one. Because
It's a great riff.
and I really wanted like a riff that you can sing somehow, like because you remember the melody, and the
Oh
melody is
yeah,
catchy. Like it's kind of like it's something you remember. It almost could be like a chorus, like
yeah,
a vocal melody for a chorus, but I wanted it to be like a guitar and be like bouncy and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I had the idea for the notes and how I wanted it to sound, And yeah, my brother helped me to figure out, the way to actually make it sound like good, I guess.
Yeah, and it sounds amazing. Great.
But we had like if we're just talking about the tone, we had, after each album, like each album has its own like technique, I would say. And just to say a little bit about the last one, I had this idea where I wanted I wanted to change everything. If you don't mind me just explaining a little bit
Yeah, go
on this,
go for it, man. I have all the time in the
um,
world.
because so basically the idea was like, okay, I want every riff to sound like heavy as shit, but I want this to sound like very musical, and also
Yeah.
like I wanted everything out of whatever riffs we would come out with, and it was like, okay, um, let's do something, and we bought like a 8 string guitar,
Hmm.
and then we got like the most like standard like Fender Stratocaster, and it was like, okay, let's make, instead of playing with an octaver, let's do like a natural octave.
Yeah.
So we got like every riffs and every parts like played in 2 guitars with 1 octave of difference,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's basically how we came up with the sound of that album, which was like, because nowadays, like I feel like it's a very common technique to, you put an octaver on like a Stratocaster, and then you will make it like do your own routing with like
Yeah.
some high gain amp, and then you will get that huge sound. But in 2020 it was like, no, we're not gonna do it this way. Like we're gonna have like a very natural tone with like an 8 string that's gonna go very high gain, and like a Stratocaster that will go into like a
Yeah.
crunch kind of guitar, and that was
I,
the sound of that album basically.
yeah, and I noticed on Gone Are the Good Days, your guys, you kind of went a little cleaner on the guitars on some parts, right? Not
Right.
it wasn't all just all out distortion. Just well, for instance, the intro to the first song, Bitter, you have that kind of cleaner guitar,
Right.
and
Yep.
that kind of stays consistent here and there in the album. So and going back to what I say, that's my favorite album. I think it's a lot more, and like I said, I love all the albums, but that one has a maturity to it. Of course, you guys are getting older as a band, and the maturity of it, and this tones, and I think the melodies are better, or the songs are just more constructed at a better how to say, like I keep saying the word mature, but yeah, more mature level. And I can relate, you can relate in maybe deeper songs. Marigold, great song, I freaking love that. I'm guessing that's about your wife, maybe, or
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I had a feeling. Yeah, great song, man. So
Thanks.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, like you said, it's a process of maturity. And I guess for us, it's always been, we always had this kind of, not a problem, but like we were always worried to, be, in like a credibility, some sort of a like problem, because we started as a goofy band, like doing like funny songs and stuff like that, but uh, like along the way we try to always come up with more mature stuff, even if we were doing this kind of like size of like completely bipolar sort of style of music with like metal and pop.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was hard to like maintain that kind of energy while being also taken seriously, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when you're young, you're like balls out to the wall, let's party, let's blah 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 blah. And then
Right.
as you get older, you're like, well, we're still that same band. So we're gonna play those songs, but what we you got to introduce the new you, or the more mature you, and then it comes out. Yeah, Gone Are the Good Days though, that album, it still sounds like you guys. It's still like it's still heavy. You still got the breakdowns, which are sick. But like I said, the maturity, the songwriting's better. I could tell. It's not better. Sorry, it's more mature. I keep saying
No,
the
it is.
mature
It is
word.
better. It is better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a great album, dude. I really love that.
Thanks. Thank you.
And then there's a forgive me for not remembering, but there is another song. I'm gonna check it out right here. There are a one second. Oh, this is here we go. There's another a cleaner song on the album, and it is called. It's very pretty. What is it called? You know more than
On
me.
on the last album.
Yeah, it has like a clean guitar. It's like very pretty at the beginning. It's like Uh,
Yeah, I mean, there is like the one acoustic song. There is like, oh shit. I also, I also have
well,
problems remembering
I'm
it.
going through it. Is it complete you? Is that it?
Oh yeah, this one. I mean, yeah, and we put out a music video for this one as well.
Oh, I'm playing right here. Hold on. No, I don't think that's it. It has like a little pretty guitar riff at the end. That's okay. I'm not
I
gonna.
mean, there's like, yeah, I mean, there's there's the Marigold one. Oh, oh shit.
Yeah,
I'm almost just like I'm
The-
curious now.
when you're busy, hey, musicians still got to go back to their stuff. Like, wait a second, what did I say here, dude? Sometimes I forget my own lyrics when we play.
Oh yeah, me every time, every time.
Oh man, it has a really pretty like like little clean guitar at the beginning. It's just really cool.
I mean, yeah, this maybe this is the acoustic one, which is tongue tied.
Is that it?
There's this one. I mean, anyways, like
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't want to get hung up on that, but
no worries, no worries.
oh yeah, I, I think it's tongue tied. It might be that. Yeah. Anyways, overall, I keep bringing up the album, but that's such a great album. And then I would say, if you don't mind me just telling you what my favorite things are,
Sure.
I would say my second favorite is Pardon My French. I think that album is just freaking awesome. Super heavy, great tones, different like I'm looking at my phone here trying to look at the songs too
Of
here.
course, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Um yeah, Restart's a great it kicks off of Restart, great. Bipolar Mind's an awesome song. Pardon My French, I like how you start that song off. That's great. Now, I heard a story about that song, Pardon My French, or the album you call Pardon My French, because you guys didn't hear about that. I saw in another interview. You guys are, what's that mean? It's like when you like swear, or I don't know, like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like it's a funny story because I mean, we had the album completely finalized in terms of like production and all that, and we had the artwork done and all that. And it was like one thing missing was the title. And I remember we were on tour at the time, and there was like this one guy. I don't remember who it was. Like one of the other bands like we were touring with at the time, and it was like there was like some problems going on with the show, whatever. And it was like, pardon my French, but you know, fuck everyone, blah blah blah. And it was like, oh shit, here it is.
Yeah, it came to life, dude. Yeah, so that's obviously that. Well, that's a common term in America. Pardon my French, and you guys were probably like, what, and then it means
So
that.
there,
So
so just to talk a little bit more about that album, and especially the mindset we were on when we released it, like the idea behind that album, and that's maybe one of the reason why it's still, a lot of people are actually like stuck with this one, is because like we had this idea where um, we wanted it to be like the most bipolar. I mean, there's like one song that's called
yeah,
Bipolar,
that's a good
the most
song.
bipolar album ever that we would put out. Like we wanted it to be like extremely pop, but also extremely metal at the same time,
Yeah.
without worrying about like anything like structure wise, like lyrics wise. It was like, okay, let's do something extreme both ways,
Yeah, correct.
um, and
Yeah, I think you.
and yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much what we tried to do. I guess at some point our label was like, guys, maybe that's a little too much, so we had to like readjust a few things.
Okay.
um, but yeah, and I guess like this like afterward when you listen to our the third album, this we wanted maybe to do kind of like the opposite, trying to come up with something that was more yeah, more listener
Cohesive or
friendly, like like more polished, maybe like more
radio friendly or
radio friendly. Yeah, yeah, that's what
yeah,
I wanted to.
yeah. That's all right, man. Hey, I'm here to help you, but you're
Thanks.
doing great. You're doing great, man.
Thanks.
Um, I have a couple more questions still on this part of the set list. And not to we kind of jump all around here. And I have to throw this in here real quick before we get into more stuff. So this might be a personable question, but the song that you guys have called True Colors, that's my that it's one of my it's tied with like my favorite song on the Gone on the Good Days album. So heavy. The guitar riff is like so sick. That guitar riff is so great. If you don't mind me asking, and you don't have to say who it is that about a specific person, that song? Because I know people like that. I listened to that song, True Colors. I'm like, that is exactly like this person, or like some, in the music industry, I think you get a lot of people like that. And I think you nailed it on the head. So I don't know. You don't have to say if it is or if it's just a general kind of just getting everyone that has made you feel that way into that song. Because for me, like, I'm like, yeah, I know a lot of people like that. So
Oh yeah. So what was funny about this song is that we came up with the instrumental first, and then we came up with the lyrics, and it was like we 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 knew what the topic we wanted for that song, because I don't know, I mean, everyone in the band like really dig that song, and we're like, okay, let's come up with something that will like let's come up with a topic
yeah.
where everyone has something to say,
Okay. Okay.
and we were just throwing ideas, and we're just like sitting in the living room of our studio, and we started talking, like drinking a little bit, blah blah blah, and we started to talk about like old stories, like friends were like bitching and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
and everyone had something to say, like pretty like about someone that did some sort of like dirt at
Yeah.
some point, and but we all kind of, I mean, it started with the conversation when we started like not bitching, but just like talk.
Venting, they call it. You're venting, you're
Right,
letting all your shit
right.
out. Yeah, yeah,
But we everyone in the band had something to say about like someone always different, and
yeah,
where we're like, yeah, like just telling stories, and we're like, okay, you know what, like let's just like talk about these kind of peoples, because there was like something in common in all these stories, and that's it. So it's not talking about like one specific person, obviously. It's talking about just
a
one.
collective
Right.
bunch of things.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny though. Unfortunately, I know people out there where everything you say in that song, I'm like, that's exactly like that person. Like, and that's a lot of demons to hold. So that song's like, yeah, it's like your worst enemy. But it's a great. I actually love that song. Everything about it is heavy. Has a cool guitar riff. Verses are good. The writing's good. Yeah. So
Thanks, man. Thank you.
had to bring that up. So
Thank
like,
you. Yeah,
so
we definitely wanted this one to be intense.
yeah, man. And we're gonna I got a couple more questions on this part of the set list. Real quick, can you talk to us about your last performance? You guys were at Slam Dunk Fest, correct?
So actually, our last performance was in Japan.
Oh,
we toured Japan in 2024, so last
okay,
year
okay.
January, and we did like an entire like full tour, and it was great. It was great. Actually, Slam Dunk was in 2022, if I'm correct. And yeah, Slam Dunk is always a great experience, anyways. So.
And that was in France, correct?
Oh,
Oh, I'm
sorry,
sorry.
my
I'm sorry.
bad. Oh, you were talking about this one. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry. So you
Oh
were
no, that's
right.
okay. Okay. Yeah,
It was in 20
four. I think. I went through your Instagram. I think it said 24. You guys were
24.
posting
You're
about it, or
right.
no?
You're
I
right.
could be wrong.
With
Yeah, that's okay.
some 41. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's it.
Oh
That's it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Freaking love that band. Um,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we did. I did a. You probably saw. I did Frank Zuma, the drummer of them, the
Yep.
last episode, and he's a cool dude. So yeah,
Awesome.
was that a pretty fun show or?
Okay, I'm gonna be very, very honest here.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the worst show ever. It was like
Oh,
if you take the entire band's career, like this one was the worst show we ever played in
okay.
our entire career. The
If
reason for that, sorry,
no,
I
no, no,
just
no,
have
no, no,
to
no.
have
It's
to
perfect
explain.
because it's like show horror story. That's the next segment of the set list. I still have more questions for this part right now, but like going into the show horror story, you might as well. We could just do show horror story. I'll come back to Chunk after this. So go ahead, tell me.
No, just like like if you think of like one nightmare scenario that would happen, like it's basically exactly what happened here. So basically, we would come up on stage on like a big like intro backtrack sample, and we practiced like a couple days before. We were like completely like ready to go, like And what happened was we got the sample for the introduction like going on, but no metronome. And
Oh,
like when you're
no.
like playing on backing tracks, like you
Oh
need everyone
gosh.
on the same like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
session,
I know.
right?
We played a click. Wait, you guys had to play without a click that whole show?
No, the problem was like everything was completely desynchronized from the
Oh,
first second we ended on stage. And
oh
the
no.
problem is like, yeah, we ended up getting on stage like all pumped up and all that. The problem was like after 10 seconds we all realized that there was like something wrong going on. I don't know. I don't remember exactly who fucked up here, but I remember me getting on stage in front of like 15,000 people, and everything was like shut down. And I just looked back, and everybody in the band was like, stop, stop, stop.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
I had to, talk, and this like very awkward kind of talk you gotta do. We're like, especially when you're like so pumped up and ready to
Oh,
go, and
dude,
everything just stops.
your
Yeah,
expectations are like, we're gonna go out there, it's gonna be fucking awesome, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden, dude,
right.
that sucks.
That's
So
like that's really like a nightmare scenario. You can talk to like every band's like, if something like that happened, this is like the worst thing that can
okay,
happen to.
now if was that the last show you guys performed right now?
Actually, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. If that's a source, but you know what? I swear, your guys' next show is gonna just like be the complete opposite. But I'm sorry to hear that. And by the way, like the reason why when you first started saying that, you're like, this was the worst one ever. I was laughing because on the set list, show horror stories next. I'm like, well, there it is. Like, so did you guys get to the show pretty okay though, or?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. I mean, it was just painful at the start. The problem is like when you get like, I don't know how to say that, like cock block
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
from like the
yeah.
first second you're getting on stage. I mean, the whole show is ruined.
It
Like,
it throws your mental state off, and then you're just like, God.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. It's
now,
very hard to get back on track. Yeah.
yeah, was that more something though that you guys? I mean, obviously, if someone's paying attention like really intently, they'll see it. But like, it threw you guys off. But did the crowd seem to kind of like not see as much as you saw it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it was really hard to get everyone pumped up at the like I guess when we started playing like some covers and stuff like that, like we got the crowd like finally like excited, but it was tough. It was a very tough show, really.
Yeah, man. And I'm sorry to hear
Plus,
that.
I was looking at everyone in the band like on stage like being bummed. And was like, shit, like it's
Yeah, dude. I mean, I know I've had those shows not at your level, but of course, but I can only imagine. And but you know what that every band experiences that, and obviously, and this actually kind of ties back into my last question. Um, if that was your last show, but like, could you tell me what the plans are for Chunk from here on out? Because I'm very excited to hear about that.
yeah. So okay, so I'm gonna be very transparent here. Like, so right now, as we speak right now, the band is kind of like all over the place in Europe. Like we have, so my brother is working in the UK. Our bass player is in Portugal, and then we have our other guitar player, whose name is Paul. He's in a band that's actually doing very well right now, which is called Landmarks.
Okay.
And they're doing so well that is like they're like very busy all the fucking time. So
Yeah.
so with that kind of configuration, it's kind of hard to make any plans. But I mean, I know me. I know that I will come up. I mean, I have ideas. Like I'm always processing ideas. Like, and I know that at some point I will come up with something, and I will gather everyone around, and I'll be
Yeah.
like, okay, let's do something.
Yeah.
It's just as of now, it's maybe not the right time. But
Hmm.
this it doesn't mean that it's the end. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
there will be a time where I'll be like, oh yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, correct. And I look forward to that time, man. Yeah, so you guys are kind of just, everyone's living their life, and you'll know when the time is right to come back for a new album and everything. So
Right. Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, you guys, you can't go away, man. You guys are too good, man. We love it.
Thanks,
So
man.
awesome, dude. And then so with that said, Chunk No Captain Chunk on the set list. let's if you're cool. Well, by the way, we already kind of said the show horror story about on the third on the set list, so we can just kind of move on to some the segment. Let's just go straight to segment 4 on the set list, the nerd out segment I like to do. Basically, what just kind of outside of everything we've been talking about from the studio to the band, what would you say you like what's your thing to do, man? Your hobbies on the side, you like to nerd out to. What do you like to do? And I know you like to nerd out to music. You told that. So what do you like to do outside of that?
So what I like to do, and this is something I started doing like actually when I was on tour with Chunk, because like when you get on those like long drives, like 8-hour drive in the US, which is like
Oh yeah,
freaking like
through the cornfields in the Midwest, and
exactly,
oh yeah.
You get bored when you like those long flights, you get bored. So I was like bored to being bored all the time, and I don't know, I got like very into coding, so I'm very into like yeah, coding stuff. So I started like coding my like doing my own like websites like 15 years ago.
MySpace.
No, after MySpace. So and then this kind of like web development knowledge got me into like software development. It's not like this the sexiest thing, but I don't know. It's really something that I'm in my zone, and it's kind of like creative in its own way. So now I'm actually making plugins, like audio plugins.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How do you make audio? I mean, you don't have to. I know I'm sure there's a science and everything, but that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean you just have to be focused enough to get into the different kind of like language and frameworks and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know, it's cool. I like the fact that it kind of like it put together all my passions, like the computer stuff and music all combined all together, and I don't know, I think it's cool. Also, I like creating tools that with like my musical production, music production background, I feel like that could be useful for the world, because that's useful for me.
Yeah.
And these are tools that are that I mean, I design my tools based on on my needs.
Yeah.
So I like to provide them to the world as well.
That's really cool. So do you have so have you actually created a full plugin so far that you actually use for like bands and stuff, or?
So and that's where I cannot go too far on like some details, because most of the projects I've been on are like in collaboration with like other artists or producers and stuff like that.
Yep.
And the projects are under their name more than mine.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So yeah, I cannot promote any of this, unfortunately, but I'm right now working on a project that will come out hopefully pretty soon, like early 2026. And I think my name will be on it finally.
All right, man, dude, that's awesome. And like would it, when you say plugins, would it be something like on Pro Tools? Will it be like, oh, you can buy this plugin, boom,
Yep,
get it in there? That's awesome.
absolutely, yeah.
That's really cool, man.
Thanks.
Okay, so real quick, a lot of the episodes we do like a halfway break. I don't know, what's your time frame today? Are you? I mean, I don't want to spend this forever, but like, are you in a rush to do anything right now, or?
I'm good. Really, like my yeah, my evening is all like cleared out. So
Okay. Okay. I've been taking down these Coors Lights. I have to go to the bathroom really bad. I'm sorry.
Of course.
Yeah, dude. I have to be honest with you. I was in my mind. I was like, could I hold out for however long this goes? I'm thinking, you know what? I'm not gonna suffer. I want to.
You know what? I'm probably gonna do the same. So
yeah. All right. So we're gonna take and we always do this in the episode anyway. So everyone, thank you for watching the Rock Oath. We're gonna take a quick little break. Cue the little intro thing we do, and then we'll be right back for the second half, or whatever you want to call it. So, all right, here we go. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Rock Oath, episode 13. We're here with Bert Poncet from Chunk, No Captain Chunk. We're back. Let's keep this conversation going, man. I'm glad we took that break because I needed it. So I still got.
Me too. I
bought a 6-pack. I'm on 4, so I'm having a good time. So,
Love it.
Yeah, man. So we it's funny. We had a pretty cool conversation during the break. I kind of wish. Well, it was still recorded. Maybe we can throw it at the end. But let's go ahead and jump back to the nerd out segment. You talked about coding and everything. That's what you like to do. Is that still kind of your thing? You just love coding your plugins and stuff. Is that kind of like your main like nerd thing you like to do on the side, or what about outside of even music altogether?
So just to speak a little bit more about the coding thing, right now I'm just doing it on the side, like you said. Like my main business is still like music production. However, I'm like hopefully I'm projecting to do that like full time in the near future.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, hopefully that's gonna be it. And I have to say, and that's a pretty shitty thing to say, but like with just those two activities, like I really don't have time for much more.
Oh yeah. No, I get you, dude.
Yeah. I mean, like I yeah, the rest of the time I just enjoy just to like chill and rest.
Oh yeah.
I guess.
Hang out with your family and stuff that really matters, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Same for me. Like when we do these nerd out segments, I'm like, oh yeah, I do this or that, but like at the end of the day, I'm like, you really start thinking about it. You're like, I actually don't have time. Like I have friends that like watch like endless TV shows on Netflix. I'm like, I don't know how you find time to
Right.
like oh, I binge watched this whole series. I'm like, I don't know how you do it. So
I mean that can happen sometimes. I mean that happens to me as well sometimes, but I have to be like either like completely hungover and I'm like dead on the bed, just like binge watching thing that I don't really care about, or like. But yeah, like I'm those kind of like, I mean, I'm the kind of person who's like, I mean, I wish I would have more time and like some brain space to be able to properly just read something interesting, like a cool book or something.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm always processing ideas like and stuff like that.
Yep.
But that's the, I mean, that's the it is like a dark side of the job. But like when you're, I mean, I'm lucky enough to say that I've been able to make my passion my job.
Yep.
And but the problem is that it just takes your entire, you
Consumes
know,
you.
yeah, really, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you have I could tell as far as like I said, obviously you're like with Chunk, you guys are at a higher level than I am, but I still do the projects that entrepreneurial, like there's always a fire inside of you, like to
Right.
keep going what you're doing. And it's a whole mindset. And I totally get that, what you're saying. Exactly. So yeah, absolutely, man. Like you always have a new thing or not a new thing, but your mind's always spinning on what I'm
Absolutely.
doing and what I got to do for this. And I 100% get that. So, and then,
Yep.
and yeah, like I said, it leaves little time for like lounging around, unlike, like you said, unless you're hungover and it's like a day where you're like, and I can't remember a day where I took the whole day off, literally. Like I just laid on a couch the whole day, unless I was like you said, actually, yeah, super hungover. And I'm like, other than that though, yeah, it's like and you can't help yourself. Your brain just starts rolling and you're like, okay, I need to get on this. I need to get on this. So
Yeah.
100%, dude.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
awesome, man. All right. Well, so that kind of concludes the nerd out segment of the set list. Let's move on to the fifth part of the set list, extra Q&A. So this is just kind of other questions that I have, just kind of off the kind of random here and there. Let's get to the one I mentioned earlier. What's your opinion on AI as far as going into the music world? Because it's definitely people have their opinions on either side. I like it for the maybe the creative side, or like maybe helps you, but at the same time I see not cheating, but like there's a country artist now called something Rust or I don't know, and he's like on the top, he's like on the Billboard or something, and it's all AI. I'm like, that's just bullshit to me. But what's your opinion on AI coming out?
Well, there's a lot to say here. I would say that in my job, it helps me a lot. It saves me some time on the things that I don't want to spend time on. Like, so
Mm-hmm.
basically, if I do like some basic writing or just reply to a complicated email, like I'm gonna just throw like the basic ideas and just it's just gonna write everything. So I think it's a good time saver sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
However, I mean, to me, this is really important to differentiate two things. like I want, for example, like if I have to write like a basic email or something like that, like I want the ID to be my own. I don't want the computer to think for me, you know. I think
Yes.
this is really important. And the problem and the risk right now is I feel like a lot of people are using these tools to think for them, you know, which I think is really dangerous.
It's not.
However, if you use those tools to just like, you know, help you to, you know, yeah, just save some time, and get rid of the boring shit and the stuff that are just like useless, yeah, I guess it makes sense. If we're just talking about the music production thing, I mean, that's my personal feeling, but I feel like it's not quite there yet to be very convincing. I mean, I'm talking a lot with my clients, with my artists about that, and they're like, some of my artists are actually the artists I'm working with are actually very aware of the new technology, especially with like Suno and all that,
Yeah, yeah.
like the music AI thing.
Hmm.
And again, like if they're still coming to me, that's because Suno is not doing it yet, you know.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So and they're very transparent with me about it. Like they could sugarcoat me, but like I know some of them, and some of them are actually my friends, and they're like, oh, like they're like, oh, if I still come to you, that's because I still need you, because you know the computer is not going to be able to do it, you know.
Yeah, they're just saying, I gotta be honest, but yeah, dude, I just okay. So like what you were saying was you hit on the head, like to help you out with the little tasks that you want to do that you're just like, okay, like yeah. But I guess and my kind of problem with the whole AI thing is I'm a huge believer, and I think the majority of people are big believers on the human element, no matter what. Like, even if the best song in the world was written by AI, it would be snubbed by a lot of people, including myself, because it's not a real human. Because there's something with a human coming, like maybe one day it'll be like an underdog story where when the human comes out with it, it's way more like celebrated, and as it should be, than AI coming out with something. That's my thing. Like with the tools and stuff with AI, like you said, I think that's totally cool. And I've been, I work. I'm not gonna lie. With some AI, I've been going on like Grok and like on some Sora or whatever, and like coming up with like taking a photo and making it become a video, and it's good. It's good entertainment. You're like, oh, that's funny. But like as far as like the creative side of things, I know for the rest of my life, and because I've already experimented with this, with listening to AI stuff, I just feel like I'm always, call me a purist. Maybe one day we'll be called a purist. I just want to hear the human element of the creation. Obviously, technology helps us, but when it becomes, like you said, the AI thinking for you and writing for you, like completely everything, and it's not really you coming out,
Yeah.
then I'm just like, why even waste time with it? I don't care how good it is. Like I said, that one country song that was supposed to be huge, a lot of people are bashing on it, which I'm glad. But there's some people that are like, oh, I actually really like it and stuff. And I'm like, I'm thinking like, that's cool. But like for me, especially as a musician, I'm just kind of like, I stopped like a quarter of the way through the song, or like not even halfway through the song. I'm just like, I shut it off. I'm just like, you know what? Although it wasn't bad, I was just like, it's not
Right.
real.
Yeah,
And we and we
absolutely.
and we relate with humans, and that's how the human element will always connect with us more than computer taking what humans have made, by the way, and then coming up with a whole new thing. And it's just, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever be on board. I will never be on board with full on
I mean,
AI artists.
we'll see. Like like the other day, I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about that, and I think they came up with a good analogy, and it was like one of the guys said, like, do for example, like, do we want to see like a football game or like a soccer game, like a sports competition with robots? Like, that's like,
Yeah,
is it interesting to anyone? You know,
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
response is no. Like, I mean,
Absolutely.
if you're interested into that, like it means that you're either like the most nerd or whatever. I mean, that could be interesting at some point. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Or
But
battle bots. I'm just kidding, but there used to be a show on MTV where these like robots fought each other. Stupid. Go ahead.
right, yeah. But I mean, I think like we're still, and we will always be interested in more into like the humans fighting humans, or humans creativity, humans like you know yeah, doing things, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not talking about the corporate world where like yeah, of course AI is helping a lot to just do faster for like less
With
money,
business. Yeah, yeah,
business thing,
yeah.
obviously. But when it comes to like artistic things, creative things,
Yes, that's a whole nother thing.
I think AI will get old pretty fast, I
Oh,
think.
good. I hope so. I'm hoping that. I didn't
Yeah.
actually. I was thinking. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you think that because I was on the other side. I was like, I really hope that AI, as far as art, AI art doesn't become more and more and more popular to where people are just like, oh, that human stuff. Like, because yeah, you can't be like, especially in today's world where everybody is like, um, how do I say this right? Everybody is about the underdog, like I said earlier, of in society and everything. AI is like, how could you just jump on board of all of that and just be like, it's not as good, it's better than the human stuff? Because at the end of the day, like I said, AI stole from humans to with
Right.
superpowers, and then, but yeah, I will always be the human element. I think, and I think the majority of people always will be. I just think that there's going to be those AI people, and I really think as the years go on, there's going to be a divide. It's going to be obviously, I think it's going to be more lopsided toward the purists like us that like the human element, and then the other side is going to be those AI techie crazy people. Not crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like I only listen to AI or whatever. But yeah, anyways.
No, I mean, I would be very surprised if there's like a scene for AI music. That's not a thing. That's there's no way, no way.
Hey, AI concert. You go to when you arrive, it's AI music, AI imagery. That would be so lame. Wouldn't that be lame? That'd be
That
super
would
lame.
suck. That would suck so
Yeah.
bad. Yeah,
That would suck so bad. And you can't even meet the artists after the show. I mean,
right.
unless they make a robot that looks like that's so stupid.
I mean, that can happen. Like anything is possible, but
Yeah, yeah.
I honestly don't believe it. Like I still trust humans and in their
Absolutely.
capacity to,
Absolutely.
like
You,
enjoy
you
things the
yeah.
human way. Yeah.
And I was thinking, tell me what about this. I was like, and I'm really happy about today's world as far as in the music industry. And you might be able to elaborate on this more. I feel like artists, and if you don't mind me asking, is Chunk still on label? Or you guys now doing it all on your own?
So no, actually, that's a very interesting point here. Like we, for the very first time in our career, we are out of contract, so we are on our
Mhm.
own,
Okay,
which
cool.
which is we are happy about that. I mean,
Yes, yes.
we were happy with our label, but the thing is like they kind of changed stuff. Like a lot of stuff happened throughout the years, and I'm just glad that now we're on our own. So if we want to do something, it's cool. Like the idea that we will release it by ourselves and do it by ourselves, it is cool.
Liber
It's
it's
very
kind of
satisfying.
it's
Yeah.
kind of liberating. You're like, oh man, like
Yeah.
it's on our terms where we want to go now. It's not like on a contract I could imagine. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
I really think with technology, especially these days, like it's really cool that now that artists can now they technically don't need a label. Like you can there's people that just blow up and they I got it on my own, and then you don't have obligations to recoup or pay the labels and all that stuff. So
Right.
I think we're in a great time for entrepreneurs to go all at it where you can have all the tools at your disposal. And
Yeah.
yeah, and
There's
like oh,
there is a lot more competition though. Like, but I feel like if you do it seriously and if you actually want to play that game and make it like a full-time job almost, I
yeah,
mean, it's worth doing it because there's a lot of opportunities and yeah, a lot
yeah,
of good stuff to
yeah,
do.
because we're no longer in the days of like obviously even in the 90s the window was super or sorry the road was super small. You really had to go through uh you had to go through like a label and then MTV. There was no internet. Like the resources are so vast now, which is pretty cool for everybody. So so if you're a grinder entrepreneur, like you said, there is a lot of competition, but if you really have what it takes, you really can rise above and
Absolutely.
do something without the label. So yeah, and like I said, I'm really excited that to see what Chunk does in the future, even if it's not right away. I think you guys have a freaking awesome band, and I really do hope you keep going. I really do.
Thanks, man. Thank
So
you.
yeah, freaking awesome.
We will for sure.
Good, good, man, good. All right. Also, okay. So let's continue on the extra Q and A's. Um, how is it? And now this kind of relates to me. How is it being in a band with your brother? Because me and my brother have been doing everything together since 2007. Like
Oh, wow.
it's been, yeah, we've been going. I'm 37, so like
Oh,
we've been.
same.
Oh, you 37? Hey, there we
Yeah.
go. So you get it. And your brother, I'm sure you're very close to your brother. I would imagine. So being in a band together and stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
how is it being opposed to? And I have a really good take on it because when you're family, you kind of say things and say you don't have any like guardrails. You're kind of like because they're family, you kind of just go at it. You say what's on your mind. So that's a great thing, but also can cause arguments and all that stuff. So being in a band with your brother, how what are the pros of that?
Um, I guess I mean, we were like me and my brother were educated in a way where like we would very, very rarely fight, almost never, I
Well,
would say.
that's good.
So we would agree on most things, but not because it was forced, like just because we would actually agree on things,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there was like very, very rare times where we would, yeah, disagree or fight or whatever. We were actually, yeah, on the same page when it came to, like, when we're struggling with someone in our staff or in the band or whatever, like,
Oh
but
yeah,
we were always on the same page. We're not the kind of like brothers that were fighting all the time
that's
or
good.
out
That's
loud
good.
or whatever.
You can
um
you can confide in each other. Like you always know, like you're roughly on the same page, but when there's a real big issue, you guys come to each other and like, hey, yeah,
sure, yep,
yeah,
yeah, and I guess it's a matter of education or whatever, I don't know, like, because yeah, we've seen or we've played with bands where like brothers in two brothers in the band, they were like fighting all the time, screaming all the time. We're like, oh shit.
yeah,
um, but
yeah.
whatever works, I guess. Our system like worked pretty
That's good.
well, like in the band with the business going. um uh and yeah, that's pretty. I have not much to say about that. I guess the fact that I mean I don't really realize it because like we did our entire career and we started music together and we did
Yeah.
everything together until 2019 or something.
Okay.
But it was natural, like we never questioned that situation. It was like it was just the way it was. And yeah, it was great.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
It was
No,
very natural. That's all I have to say. Like, I don't have like any like specific stories or anything. It was a very functioning system. Actually, no, I have something to say about that. Is the fact that when he left the business, I realized how much of a struggle, especially being in business together. Like when you lose your partner. I mean, if it's your brother, that's even more dramatic. But like when
correct.
you lose like a good partner, it's hard to
Replace it with someone else.
exactly. Or you can try to replace it with someone else, but this will never be the same.
Correct. Yeah. Well, you have a bond from when you were younger, and you know you practically know what the other one's thinking. So
Right.
it really rolls. So I
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
100% get that, man. Like I said, I have a brother, and what you're saying, like me and my brother actually are like we're very different, and I don't know if you and your brother are super different as far as personalities, but
Different. Yeah. Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're different. Yeah, but we get we click on so many things. Obviously, you grew up with the same things, and you can read each other all the time. But I think me and my brother don't fight a lot, but because we do everything together, like we have multiple projects we do from like our acoustic show to our band 22 salute in California, and we're always like I think because we're so comfortable like saying like what's on your mind that you kind of bicker. That's the word, bicker. You kind of not really argument, yelling, but you bicker and stuff. So, but we don't do it a lot. But I was just wondering if, as brothers, because like I said, I know that family usually they feel more comfortable saying what's on their mind because with other friends you kind of
Mhm.
hold back. You don't want to offend them or whatever. But with family, you're kind of like, hey, So
Yeah.
that's all I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
wondering. Yeah. So
Yeah, no, I guess again, like I guess it's maybe a matter of education or anything, but I feel like we were, yeah, just raised the same way, even if completely different. Like I'm more like I'm more on the artistic side, just to put it like
okay,
very even like simple.
yeah, yeah,
Um, I'm more like the artist, and he's more like the manager, I would say.
okay, oh yeah, yeah,
So that's why it was a good combination. But
oh yeah,
we would have the same value, and we would agree on most things.
correct, correct,
So
correct, yeah, yep. You have the like me and my brother. We have the same foundation, but
right,
you have different personalities, and actually they complement each other. So 100%, I get
yep,
that.
yep.
So awesome, man. Okay, I'll continue a little further on the Q&As before we do the closures and plugins and stuff. Can you you heard about Warp Tour being back with some of those shows and stuff? So that's pretty cool. Do you think maybe you guys in the next years might be able to jump on one of those? That would be sick because I would like to go to that.
I mean, if we have an opportunity, of course we will do it. Again, like with everyone's life, we just have to put it together. You know, it's a little bit of
Yeah,
organization. But
yeah.
honestly, if there's like a good opportunity and everybody's on the same page, just doing it, yeah, of course,
I think
like
that'd be
no
sick.
question. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, of course, of course.
I don't. I'm sort of a fan of the the Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
Did you ever tour with them or?
Yeah, actually, we did one warp tour with them, and yeah, we never did like a club tour with them, but it was always
Gotcha.
like on festivals and
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
few shows here and there. But
I just
yeah,
I just saw their they played in the Orlando Warped Tour Fest, and I saw them play, and it was freaking awesome set. And I was thinking, I was like, dude, that would be sick to see Chunk go on there, maybe because I think Warped Tour is kind of back now, but I don't think it's like the traveling circus tour. It's more of the cemented concerts. So I think you guys would be freaking awesome to go to one of those. I hope you do because I will try to get to that.
I would love that. I would personally love that. Honestly, like I saw like a little bit of the what happened on the Orlando Warp Tour lately, and I was like, oh shit, that's a good turnout, you know. And I'm not saying that it went pretty bad, but like I mean, our last Warp Tour was in 2016. I mean, we did three Warp Tours. We did 2012, 14, and 16.
Oh,
They
cool.
were all great experience, but you can tell that, you know, I mean, the big cities are always like a good turnout every
Yeah, yeah,
time,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, but you can tell like there's like cities that are actually kind of complicated to manage in terms of like business of turnout
Oh,
of
gotcha.
everything, you know. So
Oh, yeah.
it makes sense for a festival like that to just focus on like those big cities.
Yeah,
um
yeah, correct.
so yeah, yeah, I totally support that, and if we got an opportunity, of course we will do it.
Yeah, I think that'd be super sick because I haven't seen you guys live yet, and I want to see you live. Obviously, the way life is and stuff. I just you don't get around to the show that's in your area, you know. So
Of
I haven't
course.
seen y'all yet, but um, I did see video though. You guys played at Chain Reaction in Anaheim before. That's like the
Oh yeah,
smaller club. We've played there a few times, so you know how that place is.
I love this venue. I love this
Oh,
venue.
dude, that's such a cool venue, and it's
Yeah,
kind of like, I mean, it when you play there, it was an all ages thing because that's when we were playing there, like all ages, meaning they didn't sell alcohol. Now they've had to shift, and I understand they had to shift to the actual selling alcohol and all that stuff because it used to be like just all ages, um, um, no drinking and stuff, but now they sell
right.
alcohol and stuff because with business you gotta sell and stuff, but that's okay though too. I mean, like obviously I'm drinking beer, so I'm kind of glad they did. Um, but yeah, a chain reaction. I saw Suicide Silence there actually, Chris Garza, and then we played there multiple times. I've seen, yeah, the fact that you guys play. You said that you played there one time, or how many times did you play there? And you said you love
Oh
that venue.
no, many times actually. I think maybe five times or something. Like between, yeah, 2011 and 2017. Yeah, probably four or five times. Yeah.
Man, how did I miss that? God dang, I'm sorry. I feel
Oh
bad,
no, no worries. It's
dude.
great venue every time. I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, California has always been amazing to us.
Yeah,
So
dude,
yeah,
that's
Chain Reaction was the
yeah.
spot.
Have you you guys ever played the Whiskey A Go Go in Hollywood? if
Yeah,
you've heard of that
yeah,
venue.
yeah,
You played there?
yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
We
Nice.
played there. I don't remember the tour. I remember one thing about that venue though. I mean that show. I mean, very historical venue. Like we were like so excited to play that venue. But the thing is, like, it was a very VIP show. So it was basically a show for the industry.
Oh.
So it was good, but it's weird to play a show, especially for a band like us. Like we need the crowd's energy, like,
Yeah, yeah,
and like it was a very quiet crowd.
yeah. Okay.
It was fun though. It's always fun. It was just like show for the industry.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay. Yeah. The whiskey is very, like you said, it's actually a tourist attraction in a
Yeah,
sense. Yeah.
yeah.
So, but it's funny. Chain Reaction, although like it's a sick ass venue, and I'm sure you guys had it packed wall to wall there. Um, it when you're on the outside, it's like next to a thrift shop or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there it is in the corner. But once you get in there and you see everyone and all the shirts on the walls and everything, you're like, this is a sick, dude. I'm sure you guys killed it.
I love
There.
it. I,
So
I love this venue. Like, really, I think we played there, yeah, on our headliner in 2015,
yeah,
and yeah, it was the craziest show ever. Like, there was
that's
like,
awesome.
yeah, it was great. It was
That's
great.
so sick. Yeah, I heard. Well, I heard about Chain Reaction from multiple groups, but I know Avenged Sevenfold started there. That was kind of where they
Oh yeah.
started. Yeah, so it's a pretty historic place. So, anyways, yeah, that's sick. So, all right. So yeah, back on the Q and A's and stuff. I have a let's see, dude. I have a. If I had my way, I have a million questions I could ask you. So I got to kind of narrow them down. So
Sure.
um, so what would you say as your favorite show? And actually, the segue is great from what Chain Reaction. What was your favorite show or tour? Either one or both, ever.
Um, I guess favorite tour was so Japan 2015.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of like something we didn't expect, but because there was not a tour we personally organized or anything, it just happened this way, and we ended up with like these two bands. We were headlining, but there was like this pop punk band called A Loss for Words, and this other band that's called In Her Own Words, which is a band I produced like back in the day, like a
Oh,
long,
wow.
long time ago,
Wow.
and yeah, they made their way like and they ended up like signing on a label in the US,
Oh, cool.
and and that kind of tour where well, you end up in Japan, which is in a way amazing, like
Oh, yeah, yeah. I can imagine. That's sick.
and then you end up with these bands that happen to be your friends like instantly, and there's
Yeah.
like this big like cohesion, like everybody's just like best friends, like all of a sudden you are in one of the best country in the world, which is
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
You are all like riding the same van, always in the same hotel, always like we all want to party
Oh,
and all
yeah,
that. So
dude.
just a great experience, like we like yeah, just amazing experience. I
That's
mean,
sick.
I mean, honestly, like with all the tours that we did, I cannot. I mean, there's no like bad tour that just doesn't exist. But
Oh, that's
there's
good.
just like some tours that are just something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and this is one of them. I would say that Warped Tour 2012 was freaking amazing because this is, well, first of all, that was our first Warped Tour,
Oh, cool.
so you
Oh,
get
yeah,
the excitement
dude.
of like
I
doing
I
this.
by the way, our band, we try to do some, you try to get on Warped Tour. We weren't signed, so like obviously it's hard to get that the parking lot gig, whatever. I can imagine the thrill of being on that tour, dude. Like
Oh yeah,
you had to be on, like I said, cloud nine. You had to be like, let's go.
absolutely, absolutely. And like when we did that first tour, I mean, our first Warped Tour was summer 2012, and we like in summer 2012 we already toured for like an entire year nonstop in the US, in the world, pretty much like nonstop. And all the American bands we were touring with were like, "Oh yeah, Warped Tour, guys, Warped Tour." They were always talking about Warped Tour, and we're like, fuck, like what's going on with Warped Tour? You know,
Oh
like
yeah,
why
yeah.
is everybody so excited about that?
It
And
was
then we did,
huge.
and then we did it, and we're like, oh shit, yeah, now
Yeah,
we get it. Like,
dude.
yeah,
I feel like any band, young band back from 2000, maybe. I mean, obviously from it was in the 90s, but like as far as when I was growing up, and you're my age, so you know, from like 2005 or six to, I mean, obviously you didn't hear about it as much until when you started. Like you said, you were getting introduced to it, but like that was like all the bands that were like in high school bands and like coming bands that were coming up in the local scenes everywhere, even in Iowa. They Warped Tour was like, if you can get on a Warped Tour, even if you're like I said, for local bands, even if you could be like that, you win that Ernie Ball competition, Battle of the Bands to get on the opening spot. Like Warped Tour was huge. And like, I,
yeah,
I, I know there was I don't know the business side of what was going on with it, but apparently I don't know why Kevin Lyman just kind of stopped doing it at all. I mean, I'm sure there's a million things you might even know, but it's cool that they're kind of back. So
yeah. But I guess like I remember. I mean, I had some inputs from the industry like back in the days, and it was like, if you're in a band playing that kind of music in the United States, I mean, in the American market,
yeah,
um, if you're not playing Warped Tour at some point, you're
you haven't
not
made it.
making it.
Yes.
I mean, you have to do it because, like, the focus on your band is so important in that scene. That's like, if it
Yeah.
does well for you, you're good. Like, you're
Well,
good.
exactly. With the rock genre, what was coming up. Well, I will say this: aside from Warped Tour, there was like Ozfest. You know, there's the hard like the
Right.
hard darker metal, and then there was more the pop punk metal.
Yep.
Or well, then again, there were some pretty heavy bands, or it'd be like emo metal, whatever you want to call it, on Warped Tour. Yeah, if you were someone in the scene, if you weren't on Warped Tour, you were like, why aren't you on Warped? You know, saying like,
Hmm.
you're 100% correct because Warped Tour was everything for
Absolutely.
bands
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I don't know if they'll ever come back to the whole touring circus like they were. Who knows? But
I really don't think so. Even if I would really like, that was the best experience for bands. I mean, at least for bands that was
yeah,
like doing the full US tour, like doing the 50
that was
shows in a row.
that
Like,
was everything. Dude.
that was good.
Did you guys do like a full 50 or did you like have
Yeah,
the
every
oh
time.
wow.
Yeah, every time.
And it was a
It,
black.
so exhausting though, like so exhausting. Like when you're at the end of it, you're like, oh shit, like I really want to go home. I need
Yeah,
to
yeah,
rest. I need to,
yeah.
get my
Yeah,
life
yeah.
together. And
Um, not that it matters either way, but when you're traveling that much on a tour like that, 50 destinations, were you guys on a bus or just a van?
no, I mean, when you do the full tour, doing it in a van is pretty much suicidal. Like,
Okay, okay. I
yeah,
obviously I haven't done that, so yeah, so
yeah, you cannot do
crazy.
with the heat and all that. You have to at least get a bandwagon or something because you're gonna die anyway. So
Oh gosh, dude. Okay, real quick. I don't want to. And by the way, I don't like I said earlier. I don't want to hold you up too much, but I have a lot of questions.
no worries. Yeah.
But yeah. On Warped Tour, what do you have a favorite city? Not so much just playing, or even you could say playing, but like as well as just culturally. Like I just like that area. Cool people, cool stuff to do, or just the environment. Like, what would you say was some of your favorite cities on Warped Tour?
So I would say in terms of like environment, like yeah, just the vibe. I would say California is
Oh yeah,
really it's
it's
really
sick.
one of the best.
You get to
I
the
just
ocean there,
yeah.
the
But
beach.
plus, I don't know, like the especially South California is just like fucking like I don't know. When we get there, it's always like, oh yeah, finally, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
however, when it comes to like crowd, we always had the best crowd's reaction in like the Northeast. So
Oh,
the
cool.
Boston, New York, but also like cities like Chicago was always good for us, and
Oh,
also
cool.
for some reason like Indianapolis has always been amazing for us.
Okay.
These kind of cities. I mean, it's always great. There's like some darker spots in the U.S. where you're gonna do a good show, but it's never amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I would say for us that would be it. Like crowd wise, Northeast, and
Okay, cool.
vibe wise, I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
say
yeah.
California. Yeah.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, like I said, Mark, my brother Mark and I, we moved back. So right now I live in Iowa, which is in the Midwest. I don't know if you ever played in Iowa. Do you guys
Yeah,
ever
yeah, we
go?
did. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you did. Oh, really? Where
Yeah.
at? Can I ask?
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
remember. Sorry.
You need.
Yeah, you play ever.
I might need your help. It was most of the time it was a student city.
Okay,
Um,
was it Des Moines?
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
well,
This one.
Des Moines. Uh, well, Prada has a song called Des Moines, but yeah, it's Des Moines. But there's People's Court. There's Valet Ballroom. There was a place called House of Bricks. Um, and then obviously the Wells Fargo Arena, which was like I don't know if you guys ever played arena show. Um, but the it would have been People's Court probably, or there was a Vaudeville Muse, and then there was there's a Valet Air Ballroom, and that's where I saw Prada and All That Remains together.
Okay.
So I don't know
So
if you can remember.
we played there a couple times in different venues. I remember one specifically because it was like a very like in the downtown, like with the party part of the
Uh,
city.
Probably West. Was it East Village or East Village? Yeah, I think I know the area.
Maybe this one.
Yeah, yeah.
But I remember
Oh,
like we
was it called Woolies?
maybe I don't remember.
Oh,
I
let's
remember
see.
one thing though. Like we happened to play this venue on a Friday night. I don't remember what time of the year, but on a Friday night, and it was crazy, insane, like sort of.
In Des Moines?
Yeah.
What? Okay, because I'm in Iowa right now. And by the way, um, we were in California for the last 10 years. So we were in a. Have you ever heard of uh? You've heard of Pomona, obviously. That's where they had
Yeah,
Pomona.
yeah.
We live close to there in a town called Rancho Cucamonga, but it was Pomona. They had Warped Tour there. And by the way, I have to look this up now because in
Yeah, me too,
Iowa,
actually.
Chunk Capture, Des Moines. Okay. Oh, let's see. Uh, Sorry, man. I gotta know now. I'm like, we're on here. I'm like,
Yeah,
it
no,
says
me too.
Des Moines. Okay, hold on. It
Oh yeah,
says
this one, the Blue Moose. Do you remember this one? Blue
I've heard
Moose.
of it. Oh, that's Eastern. I think that's Iowa City.
Oh no, yeah, Iowa City. Sorry,
That's okay.
my bad.
Were you on tour with Attila?
Yeah, a couple times.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chelsea Grin. It says here. Uh, oh man. Because I'm wondering, because like I've seen a lot of bands in the capital of Iowa is Des Moines, so I was like, okay, what I know, right?
Uh,
That says maybe this is it right here.
but I'm sure we play there for sure. Like
Oh, yeah, I'm looking here on my iPhone here. One second.
maybe I got confused like Iowa City with the
Des Moines. Oh, it's okay.
yeah, but for the party city, maybe the party city was the other one. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, no worries, man. Yeah. So well, maybe let me know some other time, but like later. But yeah, um,
But we play
go.
there for sure.
Oh,
I
cool.
mean,
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then yeah, you guys have played so much in America. Have you played? I'm guessing you've played more in America than France, huh? In general.
oh yeah, just to give you a little like an idea, I think we played like 30 tours in the US and we played just two in France.
What?
Yeah,
That is crazy. But you've got to have a diehard fan base there because you're
yeah.
from France. You have to.
And
Yeah.
it's I mean in France no. It's and that's kind of like an industry thing. The fact that we were on Fearless Records, like they had their own like network,
Yeah.
but for some reason like Europe has its own like I guess system where a band that will work in the UK, for example, won't necessarily work in Germany or in France or in Italy. Like they have their own ways to put out bands over there. So and
Hmm.
I guess France for some reasons, even if it's our home country, like it's never been so developed, or there's never been a lot of work to put in
Yeah.
to put on. So.
Well, that's that it is what it is, but it's cool that you guys come from there. So that, like you said, I love on the drum head. You guys say
Yeah,
"Chunk no Captain Chump" and then it says Paris, France. That's sick because you wanna represent that, man, for sure.
of course.
So
I mean, there's
um
not many bands in that scene coming from France. So yeah.
yeah, so that's awesome. I had a friend about a week ago. I said, "Hey, I might have Bert from Chunk No Captain Chunk on the show." He goes, "Oh, that band from France," or he knew, so like I said, like France is like your kind of you always have to add that.
Of
You always
course,
have to
of
add that.
course.
Yes, that's your thing, man. You guys play in Britain more than obviously probably Britain more than France, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, actually, Slam Dunk, because that's where that festival is originally from.
Oh,
They hosted us for like, I don't know, like 5 years in a row, and it's always a blast. Like the crowd over there is just freaking amazing. So yeah,
really? Dude,
yeah.
that's awesome. So, all right, man. Well, hey, I don't want to hold you too much longer. I think looking at my little thing here, yeah, I think I kind of touched on the things I think I wanted to touch for the episode. Obviously, I could question a million questions if I wanted to, but we don't have the time for that. But I just want to thank you, man, for being on the show. It means the world that you
Thanks,
took the
dude. It
time to do this, man. Like I
was a
said, we're
pleasure, really.
yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
for
Like I
having
said,
me.
we're not as big as the biggest podcast out there, but you know what? I think we're growing and we're getting some cool artists. I call it. I always told my crew and Ryan, hey Ryan, you can pop in audio, my tech guy. I always said, hey, we'd like to get the heavy hitters on the show, and we love doing there he is. There he is. Okay. So we love the locals too. We'll do some local artists and stuff. But we like to do we call them heavy hitters, and you're definitely a heavy hitter that come on the show, man. Thank you so much. It really means a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. It was a great conversation, and
Absolutely. I had a blast, dude, man. And hey, cheers, man.
cheers.
Thank you for having some drinks with me, man. And real quick though, before we close off the show, do you have anything else? Well, before you say anything to the audience watching, is there anything else you wanted to maybe get out and talk about, or you could just close out on telling them about your studio and the band, or whatever you want to say, just to the audience, not necessarily me. So, or if you want to something you want to say to me too. So,
Yeah, sure. I mean, I would say that I'm even if the band has been kind of quiet lately, like we're still we are the kind of band who takes his time to make things good, and
yeah.
if we decide to put out new stuff, it means that it's gonna be worth it, and we'll make sure we'll do our best to, come up with some creative and good stuff in the future, and that's one thing for sure that's gonna happen.
Yeah, dude, and I seriously look forward to it because
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I have enough material of you have 4 albums I like to listen to. Having a fifth one will definitely be awesome. So
Thanks.
and
Hopefully.
also if I could say this, I'm sure you would agree. Any bands or artists that are listening to this, I don't know how you take in artists, but yeah, y'all check out Alias Studio. Are you you're taking from bands around the world basically, right?
Yeah, yeah. We do a lot of remote work. So yeah, yeah. Obviously, like, yeah, you can just check our website, alias studio.com. No, I think there's a little thing here. Alias studio.com. Just check us out. Even on Instagram, just hit us up. And yeah, we do a lot of work on remote. Just have to fulfill our requirement when if you want to send
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I saw your requirement thing. Correct.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, sure. We would be happy and glad to work with
Absolutely,
you
yeah.
guys.
And for the bands or any musician watching, I checked out their sound. I checked out their all the bands they do. Pristine sound, great stuff, man. So
Thank you, man.
email them, get your stuff out to them, and get your get some business with them, man. They're great sounds and tones, and like I said, all their stuff from Chunk, the tones and the EQs and the mix, so great. And I know that's what you transfer over to your studio. So I know the sound's amazing.
Thank
So
you, man. Thank you.
absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Also, all right, everybody. Hey, man. Again, episode 13, the Rock Oath. We got again. Thank you, Bert. Bert Poncet came on. We love it. So,
Thank you, man.
with that said, we'll see you guys next episode. And Bert, you take care, buddy. And everybody else, see you episode 14. Won't be far away. Y'all take care, man. Let's go. Out.
Bye, guys.